Agile and Scrum are two distinct but highly related concepts. See, Agile is a set of values and principles that help you run your organization more effectively and more efficiently and create higher customer satisfaction. Scrum is a framework or a system that helps you implement those values and principles by giving you a specific set of rules and guidelines. And I have to tell you, after doing this for 10 years with numerous different organizations, that distinction is important to understand in order to have a successful transformation. Now, at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you why this is so important, but before we get to that, let's start to understand what these distinctions are. The term Agile literally means to be able to change directions quickly. Now, think of a football player. You know, they just catch a pass, they've got some people coming at them trying to tackle them, they're gonna stop, they're gonna go left, right, up, down, backwards, forwards, whatever they can do to avoid that tackle and to get the most yardage. And our organizations are very much the same way. We need our teams to be able to respond to whatever comes up because we don't know when the new technology is gonna come out or when something's gonna change or hey, a worldwide virus is going to break out and it's going to shut down our entire environment. We need to be able to change when things happen in order to survive and thrive in this rapidly changing world. Like I said, Agile is just a set of values and principles, and it is really hard on a daily basis to figure out how to implement a value or a principle. So that's where the Agile frameworks like Scrum and Less and Kanban and Safe and XP and let's see what else, Scrum at Scale, there's a whole bunch of them out there, but this is where those Agile frameworks come into play. The frameworks give you these specific systems to implement in order to embody those Agile values. A quick aside here, I'm not the biggest fan of Safe for a number of reasons. I've used it at several different organizations actually, and I've had a couple of different trainings, and there's just some things that rub me the wrong way. But what I really want to know is, what is your favorite Agile framework, especially for scaling? Now, on the topic of scaling, I think we should point out here that Scrum is really the foundation for all of the mainstream scaling frameworks. And there's a really good reason for that. Scrum defines the team structure, they define the roles on the team, they define the responsibilities, they define how you interact with your teammates, they define how people outside of the team should interact with the team, and they even give you a standard set of meetings, which are called events now, to adopt to get to that high efficiency, high performance organization really fast. And the stuff all works. So just to bring it back, Agile is that set of values and principles that will help you build a high performance organization. But Scrum is the system, it's the details, it's the rules, it's the framework for how you actually become more agile. And that's why a lot of people in the Agile community say you should be Agile, but you do Scrum. And I think that's actually a version 1 slogan, but the concept is really strong and sound. Now, we're gonna circle back to that question I talked about at the beginning, which is, why is this important? Well, as great as Scrum is, it's a team level framework, and it doesn't fill all the gaps in the organization. It teaches teams how to work together, but a lot of Agile implementations and Scrum implementations tend to fail because people don't look above the team level. They don't look at the CEO level, they don't look at the middle management level, and they don't build that culture all the way through the organization. So one reason that you have to have both Agile and Scrum and understand the difference is that you need to be able to take those concepts from Agile and you need to be able to implement them in other areas of your organization. That starts with your C-suite, it includes your middle management, it includes everybody through the entire organization. Another reason is that you can be an Agile organization, but have one team doing Scrum and one team doing Kanban and one team doing something else, and that's actually okay, especially if they're in different parts of the organization. Now, there may be reasons to have multiple teams do the same framework, but you need to be able to have some flexibility as well in each of those individual areas. Now, the third reason is that Scrum may evolve over time, and you have to be able to understand those core principles in order to be able to evolve the framework. And you may even move away from Scrum, but you still want to maintain that Agile mindset. And so terminology in all of this is incredibly important. if you are precise, then people can understand you more easily. But if you start mixing terminology and you say one thing but you really mean something else, it gets very confusing to people. So you need to be really clear and precise about the language that you're using in order to build that mindset and in order to build that strong culture of continuous improvement and change. We're here to help if you need any assistance in adopting Agile or Scrum. If you got something good from this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that like button and ring the bell to make sure you're getting all the latest updates. And until next time, thanks for watching.